Hi, new logo. Good to see the new logo for Budge and I for the show. Well done to the guys who put it together for us. But let's get started straight up with last one standing because it's getting protracted now. How many games left, Budge?
Four, couple left.
Let's talk about the tournament. Who's going to go and win it? All in last week's standing went through.
All four went through, Paul.
Alan Costa, Aston Villa. Alan Duplessis, Tottenham. Ravesh Badassi, that is Man United, and Gary Citron without the E, Man United. Yeah. So, but also the girls are back.
Yeah, Paul. Unfortunately, all the three of them went out the previous week, but they continue for the voucher, and all three were on Aston Villa.
Carol Whitehead, Ashley Berger, Katerina Harito.
Correct.
Fantastic. Saturday, 11 a.m. Well, it's interesting to see, and thanks very much to Gary Green for the prizes he's been giving and that. So the women are still fighting it out. Okay, now let's try and get hold of Stevie. He's in London.
You think he'll be sober after Monday night?
Yeah, no, Steve, he always says get the beers in, but he keeps it tidy.
Okay, well, that's fair enough. Steve, good morning.
I'm here. Good morning, guys.
7-up on Monday night. Great result.
Absolutely. Yeah, 7 could have been more even. It was, to be honest, after about 27 minutes, I was getting a bit twitchy, thinking, we need to get a break here, and then 70 minutes later, or less than 70 minutes, we've scored 7. So no, it's a lovely way to end our season at home and to win the league.
There's a new photo of you, Stevie. We've got a new photo of you.
I thought you'd have your Fulham blazer on, but anyway.
What does it say in the background? Wormwood scrubs.
Yeah, my Fulham tie.
Fulham tie, no doubt.
Hey, Steve, you look distinguished there.
All right. Steve, talking of distinguished, Liverpool second half performance. Impressive?
Oh, very much so. I mean, well, look, at half time, I think everyone was thinking, who on earth put this team in red? Because they didn't play like Liverpool. Yeah. Second half, they were so on top. I mean, it was almost like Villarreal you had legs of stone. I mean, Liverpool scored 3, could have had 5 or 6. Yeah. They were completely dominant. And in the end, it was a canter. But, I mean, whether Klopp read the right act to them or they just collectively realised that they were underperforming in that first half. But it's, I mean, they showed. Well, I suppose the best and worst. I mean, it was as bad as they played all season, and then their away. The second half was as good as they played away. So, deservedly through to the final.
Yeah.
Steve, they said Villarreal first half played like Man United. Second half, like Man City. Second half like Man United.
Yeah.
That's the chirp going around.
Yeah. Now you saw Liverpool's weakness. Once the balls got played in behind the centre, 2 centre halves. I tell you what, that Trent Alexander, he's not going to sleep before the night before, because that Vinicius Jr., he'll be drooling to play against him. How were they last night, Steve? I know they got out of jail, but...
Well, last night, as I said to you, Budge, unless you saw it was hard to believe.
Yeah. Hard to believe.
At 1-0, with a couple of minutes to go, City were just cutting through them. Grealish, those 2 chances, I mean, either one of them normally would have gone in. And you were thinking, this is it. And maybe they switched off. I think they probably thought this was it.
Yeah.
And then, having not had a shot on target in the whole game, they then come back with those two in 84 seconds to take it into extra time. I think they were just shell-shocked, City. Yeah. And they didn't recover, gave away a silly penalty. And after that, in all honesty, apart from one chance, the second period of extra time, they never got a sniff.
Yeah.
They closed it down, Madrid. They brought on all their young players, fresh legs, and they just ran themselves into the ground. I think Pep is probably this morning finding it hard to believe that they're not through, especially over the 2 legs. But you don't take your chances. This is what happens.
Yeah.
I think, Steve, it was 4 or 5 semi-final occasions he's got there. Spanish teams knocked them out, either Atletico, Barcelona, or Real Madrid. So his record in the Champions League, other than at Barcelona, isn't the best. You think Liverpool will beat Real in the final?
Well, look, the way that Madrid have come through their last 3 ties, you could think that their name is on the title because they don't give up. But Liverpool, if the Liverpool play as they did in the second half, I think they could win. If they play as they did in the first half, then no. But it will be a great final. Obviously, Liverpool they met 4 years ago and Madrid won. I think Liverpool would be desperate to sort of pay them back and win that one. So yeah, looking forward to it. And I know it sounds crazy, but for me, a European final with an English club, I enjoy it if they're playing against foreign opposition. The two English teams, they know each other well. It'd be like a glorified Premier League game. So, I think it'd be a great final.
Yeah, I'm glad for Ancelotti. In fairness, they're knocked at PSG, Chelsea, and Man City. So I know they were outplayed for large parts of every one of those games. But congratulations to them, Steve. Some big games tonight for the English clubs. Can you see West Ham overcoming that 2-1 deficit?
I think it's going to be hard for them. I mean, Frankfurt, can sit back and catch West Ham on the break. Yeah. I think first goal will be crucial. Look, I think a lot of people thought that they might struggle when they went to Lyon, and they, in the second half particularly, once they scored, they were dominant. It's going to be a really tough ask, I think, for West Ham. Yeah. When they got back to 1-1 against Frankfurt, you thought, great, here we go, but they gave away a sloppy second goal. I think they got it all to do, and I think Frankfurt will be favourites. Yeah, likewise, RB Leipzig, you think they'll knock out Rangers? I think so. Yeah, I mean, Rangers kept it to 1. I think again, first goal is crucial, but there'll be a very passionate Ibrox crowd. Yeah. They'll obviously try and lift. But Leipzig are a strong team, and you would expect them to be favourites. And if they score first, I think that'll be a problem for Rangers. Yeah, I remember watching Leipzig beat Man City in the Champions League group stage. The Europa Conference League. I'll be watching this game tonight. Roma, Leicester City. 1-1 from the first game. Another tight game expected? I think so, very much. I think Leicester would have liked to have taken the lead there. I think Roma at home are strong. Jose will know what his team need to do. I think if Leicester get a result there, I think would be incredible. I fancy Roma to edge them though. Unfortunately, I can easily see all of the British clubs going out tonight. I'd love them not to, but you just feel that they're underdogs in all 3 games. Yeah, and the other game, Marseille, Feyenoord, 3-2 the first leg. They've got some good players, Marseille. Can you see them getting through? Yeah, I think they can, but Feyenoord do well. I mean, I saw the highlights of the game. I mean, they scored 3. Again, first goal could be crucial in this game. But Marseille have got, they'll go for it. They're having a decent season. I think they'll go for it. And I think at the moment, I think it could be a Roma-Marseille final, and I think that'd be a good game. Yeah. Dimitri Payet, all the way from West Ham, now playing for Marseille. Steve, not many Premiership games, but there's a couple of crackers looming over the weekend. None more so than Burnley versus Aston Villa. How do you see it? Yeah, I think, look, Burnley have really given themselves a chance. I mean, the 3 wins and a draw in their last 4. They've caught up with Leeds, overtaken Everton. I think they're going to fancy their chances. Villa won last week, but they've stuttered a bit recently. Yeah. And I think Burnley must look at this in the battle of the Clarets and think, if we can get 3 points here, they've almost got one more foot in the Premier League for next season. So I think it'll be close. I think the thing that Burnley have done is they've tightened up. They've not given goals away. Yeah. They've won 3 at home without conceding. And I think this is the sort of game they could edge 1-0 or 2-1. Yeah, you never know with Stevie Gerrard's Aston Villa. Now, the game I won't be watching, even though it is my team, is Brighton, Man City. What's your call? Brighton United. Yeah, sorry. Brighton United, apologies. Yeah, look, I mean, United finished strongly at home. They're going to want to try and get a result away. 4th has gone for them. It's not finished. And definitely get a Europa place, 5th or 6th. Look, Brighton have all of a sudden, showing no form for a couple of months, come back strongly. I think, but it's at home where they tend to struggle, Brighton. Yeah. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if United go there and get something. I think some of those players, if they want to stay, have got to start proving that they're worthy of a place next season. The problem is that Rangnick has been picking is who aren't going to be there next year.
Yeah.
So you don't know what sort of United team you're going to get. If they give the ball to Ronaldo in the right place and he scores, then they can win it. But again, say Brighton are under no pressure now. They're finishing strong. I think it could be an entertaining game, but I can see United holding them at the least, though.
Okie dokie. Now the big game, Liverpool Tottenham. Tottenham went to Man City and got a result. Any chance they can take a point?
I think they could take a point. Liverpool obviously played during the week. Tottenham haven't, but Liverpool are going to want to carry this run on and put pressure on City.
Yeah.
So I think that they had a tough first half, Liverpool, but I think they cruised through the second. I think it's going to be a tough ask for Tottenham to get something, yet they can't afford not to with Arsenal playing on the Sunday. So, I fancy Liverpool to win it. I think it would be very close, but you can't rule Tottenham out. If Kane can find Song with some of his long-range passing, then they could catch them. But, I think it'll be, it's a late kick-off on Saturday night. Probably helps Liverpool a little bit, gives them a bit longer to recover. But I think they'll edge it. Sorry, Paul.
No, I agree with you. I'm objective. I think Liverpool are a very good side, and they're going to be hard to beat. But as you say, if we can get a goal, like who thought we can go get 3 past Man City? I agree. Very tough task, but a lot to play for.
Yeah, agree. Difficult task, especially the form Liverpool are in. They're all fresh. Difficult task. 12 league games in a row they've won. So good luck to Spurs. I hope they get something. Leicester, Everton. There's 2 big relegation games on Sunday, Steve. How do you see that going?
Well, Leicester have got a tough game tonight, and he'll obviously be playing his strongest team. Everton are going to be buoyed by that result last week. I mean, Pickford obviously saved them a little bit, but they're going to go to Leicester thinking if we could get something here. They're right on the heels of Leeds United. I think Leicester. In normal circumstances, I think Leicester could win this, but I think with a tough game tonight, I think Everton could go for an at least and get a point, which I think would be crucial for them.
Yeah, avoiding defeat would be a good result. And last but not least, Arsenal versus Leeds United.
Humdinger.
Yeah, look, I mean, on paper, the way that the teams have been playing recently, you would fancy Arsenal. They're winning games, scoring goals. They put themselves, into pole position in 4th place. Leeds, they had a semi-good run until last week, when obviously they got completely out by City. But all of a sudden they find themselves with Everton breathing down their neck and Burnley above them. Yeah. I think they're under a lot of pressure, Leeds, and it'll be interesting to see whether Jesse Marsch can sort of galvanise them and get them playing a bit more cohesively, because I thought they looked a shambles against City. Yeah. I think if Arsenal score first, I think Arsenal will go on and win it, and Leeds are going to be sucked down very close to that bottom 3 again.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for the Peacocks.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Steve, onto the Championship, last league game, lunchtime kickoffs. Bournemouth got promoted. Yeah. I know a couple of Forest mates of ours weren't happy. But as far as the weekend goes, can you see Millwall beating them, seeing they've already been promoted?
Well, they're a funny side, Millwall, but they're giving themselves half a chance. I mean, obviously Millwall are going to rely on other teams slipping up in the playoffs. I know from talking to a Millwall fan, and they were really for Bournemouth to win, to give on the hope that they'll switch off a bit. But Bournemouth, look, they're like anywhere. Teams want to finish strongly. They're at home again in front of their fans. They know they're up. Yeah. They can relax a bit. But I think Millwall will be a hard team to beat, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if Millwall go there and hold them. But I don't know if Millwall can do enough to get that 6th playoff place.
Yeah, I've just got the log in front of me, Steve. And if Millwall get a result, they'll go to 72 points plus 10.
Yeah.
If Middlesbrough get a result, be 73. I'm just taking them winning 1-0.
Yeah.
Will be plus 13. So those are the 2 that are just outside the top 6. Now Luton are on 72 already.
Yeah.
If they get a draw, Luton, they would need to get a few goals. So Luton are still question mark to stay up there. Sheffield United, I think from there up it's safe.
Well,
so there's the only one in danger from Millwall and Middlesbrough is Luton.
Yeah. Well, anyway, as I say, that is going that, because there's a couple of big games coming along. Steve, Huddersfield, Bristol City, and others are fight for third place. Do you see Huddersfield and Forest both going for that third spot?
I think so, because, you know, I mean, obviously they both are short of a playoff place.
Yeah.
But I think if they look at who's in the positions, I think they'd like to finish third because they then play the team in sixth.
Yeah.
And if it was, say, Luton or Millwall, I think they'd fancy their chances more than if, say, it was Sheffield United.
Correct.
So I think both will go for it. I think Huddersfield at home will definitely go for it. You know, they've had a strong. They've lost 2 in 22. They've had a strong run. They had a couple blip, but they've come back strong again. I fancy Huddersfield to win, and I think that will put them on to 82. And Forest, then it puts pressure on Forest, who should win. They're away at Hull, but you don't know how they're going to react after losing. Maybe being a bit disappointed the other night. So I think both will go for it. I think they'll probably win. Third, Huddersfield fourth, but I fancy Huddersfield at home particularly to go for it.
Now the big game for me, playoff-wise, is Luton, who got thrashed 7-0 by your beloved Fulham on Monday against Reading.
Yeah.
How do you see that, Steve?
Well, look, I mean, Reading are they've nothing to play for.
Yeah.
But Paul Ince, I think, would like the job. So I think he'd like his team to play well and to finish strongly. Luton have got injuries. You know, they were without a few players at Fulham. They're all going to be without those players. They're going to be desperate to get at least a point. But at one point, might not be enough for them because they conceded. Their goal difference went from +14 to +7. Now, if they even draw and Middlesbrough win, the Middlesbrough could overtake them. So they've got to go for it. So, and you know, I think it could be an entertaining game. Red's got nothing to lose, but, you know, apart from win for Providence. So I think Luton could come unstuck. You know, I think there's a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah.
You know, and a draw may well be tough if Middlesbrough come through and win. Obviously, they've got a tough ask as well against Preston, so, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be tight. Preston, Middlesbrough, Steve. I don't see my boys getting beat at home.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think a point into the middle, and therefore they have to go for it. Yeah. And I think that will make for an entertaining game because, as they P&E are strong at home. They don't lose many, and I think again. Teams want to put on a show for their fans in the last game of the season at home, particularly. Yep. So I think Middleton have to be at their absolute best to get in there, but I fancy a draw.
Yeah, me too. And last but not least, Steve, this is obviously the crucial game of the weekend. Sheffield United against Fulham. Now, you were saying Fulham need 2 goals to equal Man City's record, so they will have a full go.
Yeah. I think they will. I mean, I think that has put out strong team this season. I think we won the league, we're up, I'm going to rest and play the kids. I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Mitrovic is going to want to play and add to his total. He's broken the sort of the recent record. I think, you know, if he could get another 1 or 2, it puts him right up there with a record that, you know, unmatched for 50, 60 years. And they will try and get those 2 goals if they can. Yeah. On the other hand, Sheffield United know they've got to get a point out of this, and a point would be sufficient. So it should be an entertaining game. There's a bit of me that thinks that they will have celebrated against them, and Sheffield know what they've got to do. Sheffield looked very good in the second half of QPR last Friday.
Yeah, I watched it. I agree.
So and they actually, you know, we that was about our worst, if not our worst, home performance of the season was against Sheffield United. So, you know, they probably fancy their chances against us. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it ends up as a draw, and I think that would suit us, and it would suit Sheffield United well. A point would be enough for them.
Yeah, all right. Steve, pressure as always. Your best bet and value bet, please.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Huddersfield as my best bet. I think they're going to want to finish strongly at home. And my value bet, I'm going to go for Burnley. I just think that I can't see why Villa should be favourites to go there and win. You know, they haven't shown any form away from home recently, Villa, and I think Burnley know that a win at home could just give them that breathing space, because I think Leeds was struggle to get more than 3 points from their last few games. So I think I'll go for Burnley.
All right, Steve.
Stevie B, you little beauty. Happy birthday.
Anyway, that's in case.
You. Happy birthday.
66 not out. And
still at the
counting.
crease.
Still at the crease, yeah. I think that was Graham Pollock's international average, 66 not out. Steve,
Thanks very much, Steve.
thanks as always.
Have a good day, everyone.
All the
Cheers.
best.
Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Will do.
Yes, bye.
All right, Budge, let's move on now.
Yeah.
Premiership fixtures be very interesting. It's got to that stage where there's crucial areas, top,
Yeah.
middle and bottom base. Well, not middle, nearer the top. And you and Steve have been through a few, and
Yeah.
I get the point. Let's run through the others that we got here, Budge. Brentford, Southampton.
Paul, watching Brentford against United was a five-a-side game. But, at home they're going to want to finish strong. I like Southampton of the two teams, Paul.
Okay.
James Ward-Prowse, he's always capable. I think there's goals in this. Paul, we went both teams to score over 2.5 goals. I think it was 15-10. That's what I like there, Paul. I like goals in this game. It could go either way. I like Southampton of the two, but any result.
Do you agree with Steve? The 2-1 Burnley looks attractive.
It is. The only problem is you don't know what you're going to get from Villa.
Yeah.
Gerard, they've got some good players, Paul. Ollie
Very
Watkins,
good, very
McGinn.
good.
Anything's possible. I'm hoping for Burnley, Paul, but I agree. 2-1's
Is
a big
Coutinho
price,
still
Burnley.
playing?
Coutinho. They've got a lot of talent, Paul, but they just
Yeah.
haven't done it. They've only beat Norwich in the last few weeks. So
Okay.
Burnley, great chance.
Chelsea, after losing to Everton, host Wolves. It's 4-10's a bit thin for me.
For me as well, Paul. But, Wolves, I think they've lost 4 of the last 5. But you're just watching Chelsea last week. We needed them to score against Everton. They were woeful, Paul. I
Yeah.
think the Lukaku
Jesus.
situation,
It's
selling the club.
troubled the camp.
Trouble in the camp. I think they're looking to the cup final and that's it. Paul, it wouldn't surprise me if Wolves got a point out of it. I wouldn't take 4-10 Chelsea with
me
your
too.
money. Yeah,
Crystal Palace, Watford. Watford is doomed.
gone, Paul. They can't get out of
Crystal
it.
Palace have had a fairly good year.
Well, I think 7-10 is a great bet. It was 14-10 Palace and over 2.5 goals. I think the big goals. I like what I see from Palace, Paul.
Brighton, Man United, interesting game. Maybe Man United got their mojo with a 3-0 win at Brentford or at home against Brentford. Brighton have the ability. They beat Spurs. They've got
Well, they've got
to beat
ability.
sides.
That's it.
Yeah.
They just at home. They just seem to lack goals. And the last time they played
Incredible at home. They go to that. What's it? What's it called?
Amex, yeah, that's a great stadium.
And
apparently,
great
guys told me.
stadium. Great stadium.
Well, I think a draw 24-10. I don't like what's coming out of the United camp, playing this, playing that. Paul, it wouldn't surprise me if Brighton won.
I think Liverpool will beat Spurs.
Yeah, so do I.
I think it's a
Paul.
very good game because Spurs can beat anybody.
Yeah.
But Liverpool are a really good team.
Paul, the thing where Spurs can catch them, Son plays that inside left channel, and
Yes.
that ball in behind the right back, it's open gates, Liverpool's
Yeah.
back four. And if Son gets in, Spurs are capable, Paul, but the
Yeah.
way Liverpool are going, 12 home league games, they've only drawn one in the last 14. That was a 2-2 draw with Man City. They look unstoppable, fit squad, everything's going, Paul.
If every team wins their remaining games,
City win it. Yeah.
City win it. Okay. Arsenal again. I think I don't think they should have beaten West Ham.
No, neither do I.
I don't think
well,
they
it's
should have
just
beaten
going
West
for
Ham.
them,
It's going
West
for
Ham.
them. And Leeds are now, on death row.
Paul, prior that, they'd won 3 and drawn one of the 4 under Jesse Marsh. But, the Man City can destroy anybody. They
Yes,
got beat
yes.
4-0, but the crowd was with them. They never gave in, Paul. So don't be
They got a
surprised
squeak.
if there's an upset here. This
Yeah.
is
I'm
not
praying
4
for
to
an
10.
upset.
But it's not
Okay. And
cast in
then
stone. Leicester Everton, I agree with Steve. What I saw with Everton against Liverpool, I know they got beat in all the Richarlison theatrics, but they got stuck in, Paul. And last week against Chelsea, they physically abused them. That
Yeah.
Yerry Mina, that Colombian, he's a nasty,
he's a
piece,
nasty
of work.
piece of work,
But
yeah.
when the going's tough and your back's to the wall, that's who you need.
Yeah.
Leicester, big game for them tonight. There'll be goals in this, Paul. Wouldn't surprise me if either way. But if Leicester get through, I'd be on Everton. If they get knocked out, I expect a reaction. And this could go either way, Paul.
Norwich.
Paul, they gone. We needed them to score last week against Aston Villa. You never know, the pressure's off. West Ham, big game tonight, Paul. But
Yeah.
West Ham have got a problem because Wolves are skating just underneath them. And
Yes.
if Wolves can get a result or two, West Ham could finish 7th and then the Europa Conference League. So you want to finish 6th to be
Yeah.
in the, 8th. This is another place for the English clubs.
Man City are going to have some reaction
Yeah,
to
Paul,
going
you know
out
what's
to-
coming.
Yeah, you know what's coming. I feel sorry for Newcastle.
Newcastle are going to catch it. Liverpool was an early kickoff. Everything was in their favour last week.
Yeah.
Sunday late game. They're going to get 3 or 4, Paul.
Okay, the Championship, just up at the top, we're looking for third. We spoke about it earlier.
Yeah.
Basically, the playoffs, Forest are in them, Huddersfield are in them, and Sheffield United. I did my arithmetic. The only one who's in the playoffs is Luton. And now, if Luton lose and Middlesbrough win, Middlesbrough through.
Yeah.
If Luton lose and Millwall win,
then
Millwall will go ahead of them because of the goal difference. So
it's all to play for, Paul. It's who can handle the pressure. You know, we can all do the stats and say, well, they should win. But you know, we've been through it when you've got to win. It's tough.
If Luton draw and Middlesbrough win, Middlesbrough will go ahead of them.
Yeah.
So Luton got to play for it. That's the only interest there. But good
Paul,
football.
there's plenty. There's a lot of tight games in the Championship.
A lot of tight games.
Well, unfortunately, the both teams to scores in that, they've just shaved every odd because that thing last game, teams are going for it.
They get clever, Budge. They get clever. Sure.
Paul, I like Millwall. They're my best value bet, 28-10. Bournemouth will still be celebrating. I saw the clip of the players. If it was you or me, do you want to play? No, play the youngsters. Yeah, and Millwall, a dangerous team, Paul. It's 8-10 with a goal start, Millwall. That's in our bets. I like Millwall to try and cause an upset. Bournemouth are through. The manager, Scott Parker, if it was me, I'd play all the youngsters. So, well, that's the only reason why it's even money. So I can't have Bournemouth this weekend.
Yeah.
If they win, good luck to them. Burnley, Blackburn. Well, Blackburn have thrown it. They had a great chance at one stage.
Burnley, you mean Birmingham City?
Sorry, Birmingham, Blackburn. Of the two teams, Paul, I like Birmingham City. Blackburn have just fallen off the scale. It's a shame, but Birmingham City, Lee Boyer's team, they'll have a full go. I like Derby, Paul. They stuck us out last week. Last game at home, they've got a great home record, Paul. They haven't lost many. Wayne Rooney done a great job. I think the crowd will be with them. Cardiff are struggling. I don't think they've won in 5. So, you know, got to take a chance on the Championship this weekend, Paul. So I'm all over Derby. Even money, I'm in agreement with Steve. I just don't know whether they're going to play their full team. Next Saturday is the game. I think they're going to rest several of them. From what you read, it's just, you know, it's difficult. Even money looks a gift if they play their best team, Paul. Yeah. But you don't know. Players that are carrying knocks won't play. That's the only problem.
Forest could have the same scenario.
Forest will have the same thing, Paul. Disappointing after losing to Bournemouth in midweek. Yeah, what are you going to do? You're in the playoffs. Yeah. A good young team. Okay. And let's see once the guys put the next.
It makes it interesting. Yeah. Luton to go for their lives.
Paul, I was disappointed. Yeah, you're playing Fulham and they're trying to get physical with them. They had like 5 players booked in the first half. Yeah. I thought, what are you doing? You know, let Fulham have their glory. Yes. You know, you get beat 2 or 3. They put 7. They're under severe pressure. They had several players who got injured. They're under pressure. 5 to 10 is very short.
Ince is fighting for the Reading job.
They've done well, Paul. He was in trouble until he got there. He's got them out of it. They've got nothing to lose.
Okay, Peterborough,
Blackpool, you know.
They're gone, Peterborough.
They're gone, Peterborough. You know, Blackpool sold us down the river last week. They're better away from home, according to the results. Paul, I would only go both teams to score on over 2.5 goals in that game. I wouldn't trust any team.
How about Preston, your beloved?
You know, Paul, we don't get beat too often at home. And Middlesbrough, we beat them away. They're fighting, Paul. They've had it since they had their good cup run. They came back after that and they've struggled. Paul, I can see a draw 29-10. I can't see Preston getting beat in that game.
Middlesbrough win it.
Middlesbrough win. Paul, they've got a lot of good young players, but the pressure's got to them lately.
Okay, Sheffield United, Fulham must play the youngsters.
Sheffield United, Paul, this is a big game. But if they get beat, it could go pear-shaped.
No, they can't drop out of the top 6.
Well, if a goal, maybe there's a big goal swing.
I'd relook at it. Only Luton can be affected.
Well, if the team can go, the one team can go above them. If they get beat, Luton's got 7. They've got 72.
72.
If Middlesbrough win, they've got 73.
So Middlesbrough can go to 73.
So it's
they've got to get a point at least.
Got to get at least a point.
Yeah. But, okay. Fair enough.
Tough game. The draw is the play. I can't have Fulham. Yeah. But Sheffield United, I watched them beat QPR last week. They're a good side, Paul. So,
okay, how about Stoke City, Coventry?
Paul, I like Stoke, but every time I go for them, they let me down. But I don't see them getting beat. Coventry's a hit-and-miss team, just given Mark Robbins, their manager, a new contract, so they'll be buoyant.
Who's that, Stoke?
Coventry City, Man United player. And I fancy Swansea City, Paul. I think they'll beat QPR. Disappointed in QPR last week. They've lost 7 and 9, seem to have gone off the ball. So 11-10, Swansea's in all our bets. And Barnsley are gone. Yeah. But at West Brom, Stevie Bruce, he'll be trying to get everything on track for next year. Yeah. 4-10 is short, but they should win.
Let's go local. Local is lekker.
what's the
PSL
few games?
midweek results. Let's go through them first.
Yeah.
Swallows lost to Amazulu.
Yeah, Amazulu grabbed them late, Paul.
Yeah. Supersport couldn't beat
Yeah,
Stellenbosch.
they can't score.
Sekakuna lost to
Yeah, that was on the
Sundowns.
Sundowns. Sundowns played a mix and match team, Paul. They were too good for Sekakuna.
Chiefs managed to pull one off the
Yeah,
losing
1-0.
twice. They pulled one back.
Yeah.
And Maritzburg beat Royal
Well, I
AM.
watched a bit of it. They fought hard. They were in trouble, Maritzburg. They showed a lot of heart last night, Paul. Royal AM a second, but Maritzburg, full credit to them. They fought hard.
Chipper and Cape Town, no
0-0,
score.
yeah.
And Barocca 1, Golden Arrows 0.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just have a look at the relegation standings.
that's
Only one
where-
team goes down.
One team goes
Three
down.
matches left. Bottom of the log, 21 points,
They
Barocca.
beat Arrows last night, so they'll...
Has that got to be adjusted?
No, that's included, yeah. They were-
Okay, 21. 23 points, Swallows. Dylan Kerr,
Dylan,
under
yeah.
pressure, minus 14. Galaxy, minus 15 on 26 points.
Yeah,
So Budge, a maximum these teams can get, a maximum Barocca can get is 30.
yeah.
These
Well, I think Swallows is a key team. I don't see them getting more than 5 points in the next 3 games. So
It'll
they
be
got
28.
28. So the other teams need 1 or 2 points to stay in.
Yeah, Chipper Maritzburg 27
Yeah,
points minus 9. Okay, we'll give them more discussion next week because we'll
Yeah.
have a bit more to go on.
Yeah.
But let's look at the fixtures. Swallows go to Supersport.
Paul, Supersport can't score. You know, it's 8, I think it's 6.5, 7 or 10. Swallows with a goal start. You know, it's the desperate teams are getting all the results now,
Yeah.
Paul. So I don't see Swallows getting beat. Supersport seem to have got the sandals on. 0-0 last night, struggling to score goals. Swallows in a draw for me there, Paul.
Well, Barocca in the same boat. They're 5-1 to beat Chipper.
Paul, they've lost 5 in a row. I think they've only got 1 point from the last 9 away games. It's got to be Chipper. The only problem with Chipper is they don't score.
Yeah.
So if they do score, I think they'll win, Paul. But obviously the draw, like in all PSL games, you've got to include in your exotics. But I don't see Chipper losing. Maruma Gallants and Arrows. Yeah, Arrows.
Can Arrows play into any competition? Or
Well,
they're
they're
in
all
ninth?
they're on the top 8, Paul. That's all a lot of them are going for now.
Yeah.
Maruma Gallants, I like them, Paul. They got beat by Chiefs. They try. Arrows disappointing. I know they beat Chiefs 2-1, but everything went for them that game. But
Yeah.
Chiefs were all over them. I don't see Maruma Gallants losing it. Paul, it's a 1-2-3 game in exotic. It could go anyway.
Amazulu.
I like
7.
Amazulu, Paul. Since Benny's gone, I think they've won 3 and drawn one of their 4 league games. Sekakuna, Paul, they're struggling. Luckily, they've had a good start, so they won't go down. But I think Amazulu 13-10 is a good price.
Stellenbosch 6th, Maritzburg 12th.
Paul, you know, Maritzburg fought hard last night, but Stellenbosch don't get beat down in the Cape too often. You know, win and draw Stellenbosch for me there. It should be Cape Town City, Paul. They're unbeaten 11. They're a good team. I watched them play Sundowns.
Who's in charge there?
That's Tinkler. I think he's top notch.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see them getting beat, Paul. Even money looks a fair price, but TS Galaxy are battling, and we know what's happening at the bottom.
Yeah.
And for me, my best bet of the weekend is Sundowns, Paul. I've watched Chiefs the
They're way
last
too
3
good
games.
for them, and they're not going to lose that.
They're not
that
going to lose.
bragging
That's
rights.
not just Chiefs. Any other team
Yes, yeah.
played, but the rest of players in midweek, 11-10 to me is a gift.
All right, Budge, give me your pools.
Yeah, the exotics, we stayed with the Pumalela because there's not many games. We didn't want to water down the exotics. So the first one is the PSL. I've gone Chipper United win and draw at home against Barocca. I've gone the field in the Maruma Gallants Golden Arrows game. I'm banking Amazulu to beat Sekakuna United. I don't see Stellenbosch losing at home to Maritzburg United. I've gone the field in the Brighton Man United clash. And I'm bankering Cape Town City to beat TS Galaxy 2-1-6.
Okay.
On to the second soccer 6. I'm going the field in the Brentford Southampton game. Likewise, the Burnley versus Aston Villa fixture. I've thrown the draw in with Chelsea at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I'm banking Crystal Palace to beat Watford. I don't see Man United winning at Brighton Hove Albion. And I'm bankering Liverpool to beat Tottenham 2-1-6. On to the soccer 10. I'm going Millwall win and draw at Bournemouth. Derby County win and draw at home against Cardiff City. I'm banking Huddersfield Town to beat Bristol City. Notts Forest to win at Hull City. I'm going Luton Town win and draw at home against Reading. The second page. I'm going Blackpool to avoid defeat at Peterborough. I'm going Preston North End win and draw at home against Middlesbrough. I'm going Sheffield United win and draw at home against promoted Fulham. I don't see Stoke City losing at home to Coventry City, and I'm banking Swansea City to be too good for QPR, 2.56.
Oh, the big one.
On to the soccer 13, which is mix and match because all the leagues are closing. I'm banking Liverpool to beat Tottenham, Chelsea win and draw at home against Wolverhampton, as long as Brighton Hove Albion win and draw at home against Man City. Burnley win and draw at home against Aston Villa. I'm siding with the away team, Southampton, to avoid defeat against Brentford. I'm banking Crystal Palace to beat Watford, Exeter City to beat Port Vale. The second page, I'm going Mansfield Town, win and draw at home against Forest Green Rovers. I think Malmo will be too good at home for Mjalbi, as well as Lazio. I think they'll be too strong for Sampdoria, apologies. I'm going Barcelona, win and draw at Real Betis. I'm going Cadiz, win and draw at home against Elche, and bankering Nice to beat Nantes 256.
Budgie's best bets.
Budgie's bets for the weekend, Paul. I'm going in the Premiership. I'm going Crystal Palace to win and over 2.5 goals. I'm going over 2.5 goals and both teams to score yes in the Brentford-Southampton game. And I'm going over 2.5 goals and both teams to score. That should be no in the Man City-Newcastle United game. It's no. We've got the wrong slide up there. Yeah.
If Newcastle, I've got no here in front of me.
Oh yeah, it's no. Yeah.
If Newcastle score?
Well, then it's got to be 3-0 Newcastle. I think this is a 4-5-0 game, Paul.
Okay, got
So
you.
it's
Man City's favour.
In Man City's favour, yeah. 3,300.
Championship quad?
Yeah, I'm going Derby to beat Cardiff City. I'm going Swansea to beat QPR. And I'm going Millwall and Preston both to have a 1-goal handicap. It's 3,100 to 200. The next bet.
Team goals only.
Team goals. I'm going Crystal Palace, Southampton, West Ham, all to score over 1.5 goals. And Man City to score over 2.5 goals. That was 14 to 1, so 2,700 to 200.
13.5.
Both teams to score sides are Chelsea Wolves, Arsenal Leeds United, Leicester City Everton, and Norwich City West Ham. That was 2,100 to 200.
Okay.
Onto the PSL, I'm going Swallows with a goal handicap start against Supersport United. I think Amazulu will beat Sekakuna United. And I'm going Mamelodi Sundowns to beat Chiefs by more than 1 goal, 2,800 to 200. And our Collis King 6 or next, I'm going Crystal Palace to beat Watford, Liverpool to beat Tottenham, Man City to beat Newcastle, Swansea to beat QPR, Mamelodi Sundowns to beat Chiefs, and Inter Milan to beat Empoli, 2,700 to 200.
Geez, some good football. Interesting weekend.
Yeah, it's getting
all
key.
leagues.
Yep.
Very interesting, eh?
Big time coming.
The last one standing. Don't forget your last one standings. We've got 2 weekends to go. Get your bets on. There's 4 of them.
4 of them left and 3 ladies, Paul.
3 ladies fighting it out. Until next time, stay on side.